That's what I asked myself. Why?
The mayor, who according to a state court is still this man, wants the state or federal court to come to town and make things right. But if they don't, he says he's not going away, and that there will be a real election when his term is up. He has big hopes to finally bring in a grocery store. It's high time, he says, for black folks in small towns like his to start claiming a little more agency over their own lives.
It has to disappoint you that it's a long way short.
Yes. Like one of the ladies told me the town wasn't ready for a black mayor.
Someone told you that?
Yeah.
Was it a white lady?
Yes.
The town wasn't ready for a black mayor?
Yes.
What did you say to her?
They better get ready. So I'm here.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.
Man, welcome to the Dirty Folks Daycare. I am your Tyler Riley. And I appreciate y'all being here, man. I'm still not sure about my mic. I might need to cam up. Yeah, I'm going to cam up. Just in case y'all got to read my lips, because I ain't sure about my mic. Look. Sometimes petty is good, man. Sometimes petty is good. And we're gonna listen to a story today about true petty. Let's get into the zone.
It brings me joy. Like if I thought I could earn a living holding grudges, I would quit comedy. I would run out office space and open up my own little grudgery.
Start this over at the top.
Nemesis the other day. We all do it. You Google people you used to hate to see if their lives suck now, right? Googled my high school arch nemesis, and the first result was a mugshot, and it made my day. It made me very happy. I was just hoping she was fat now too, but prison, like wow. Beyond my wildest dreams. Yeah, because I'm petty and I'm filled with hate. I hold grudges forever, and when you're a grudge holder, people will tell you, you got to release that negative energy. You don't want to be carrying around that negative energy. I do. It brings me joy. Like if I thought I could earn a living holding grudges, I would quit comedy. I would run out office space and open up my own little grudgery. I would just sit in there every day from 9 to 5. I would hold them. I probably wouldn't even take lunch breaks because the hate would fill me up on the inside. I would take over other people's grudges. That's how much I enjoy it. Like, just come into my grudgery, give me some money, and tell me the backstory. You know what I'm saying? Just have a seat. Now, what did this bitch do to us? Like, you know? I Googled my high school arch nemesis the other day.
Man. That's what I'm talking about, man. Grudges from here to infinity to beyond, bro. Grudges from infinity to beyond. Yeah, I'm a cam up in case y'all gotta read my lips, because I know my mic is challenged right now. All right, so check this out. Today we're gonna hear a story about a petty woman, a 93-year-old petty woman. She got petty going from 20, 29, 27. Her petty's incredible. And I'm proud of her. I am proud of her. One of the things that I want to give you a quick history lesson. Gullah Geechee people. The Gullah Geechees, you know what? I'll let them tell me so.
For the cultivation of rice, because before tobacco became the cash crop, it was Today I feel like the history behind the Gullah Geechee Nation, part 1. So to start off with, what is Gullah Geechee? So we are an ethnic group of people, we are a language and a culture. So where do we come from? So we are the descendants of West Africans who were kidnapped from rice-growing tribes on the windward coast of Africa and brought to the low country and sea islands of states and colonies such as North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, and Florida, specifically for the cultivation of rice, because before tobacco became the cash crop, it was rice. So with that being said, because of the nature of our enslavement and a lot of our isolation on those sea islands and in those rice-growing plantations, we were able to maintain a lot of our Africanisms, including our foodways, our languages, and customs. And most oftentimes, we're culturally likened to our Caribbean brothers and sisters and nations such as the Bahamas and Barbados. So keep watching for more.
So the Gullah Geechee clan are West Africans. West Africans that were brought to America to be on rice and tobacco plantations in the Carolinas and the southern area. Best known for the Gullah Geechee Wars, the Gullah Geechee, which is it's not a fictitious name. It's just what they decided to call their alliance because there's a lot of different countries on the coast of Africa. There's a lot of different countries on the coast of Africa. So they just came together and they called themselves the Gullah Geechee. These were the people who actually precipitated slaves coming from different countries. Because since they all came from the same area, they spoke the same language, which British didn't speak, and Americans didn't speak. So they were able to mobilize and have these, be able to meet up like, yo, we about to ride. Like, learning history from public schools and cultural history from black women really has people fucked up. Everybody wasn't a slave. They just weren't. Everybody not from Africa. But the Gullah Geechee have a African/Caribbean cultural identity. Because the Gullah Geechee spoke the same language, was a different dialect. They used to get beat and when you talk about the lynchings and all that, that came from that. From them trying to stop Africans from speaking their native tongue. But back then, y'all had better women, so grandma was still teaching their native tongue, but say, don't talk like this around, the overseer. And because they were riders, and they all spoke the same dialect, they're a lot of the reason why Andrew Jackson went down to attack the Gullah in what they call Negro Town, which is now Jacksonville. Because when Haiti got their independence, they didn't want the Geechee to feel emboldened and try to get independence in America. So he went down there and was proactive instead of reactive. Shout out to that. Regardless what side I'm supposed to be on. Regardless what side I'm supposed to be on. But shout out to men when men were proactive. Bunch of niggas got conspiracy theories but can't conspire. But I digress. And he was wrong, and it was illegal, and John Marshall went against him, and he told John Marshall, who was the Supreme Court Justice at the time, the Chief Justice, the very first Chief Justice of America, told him, like, man, you made your decision. He said, what he say? You got the law, but I got the guns. You made your decision. Let me see if you can enforce it. It's going to be later on, man, the second show we do today is going to be bananas. bananas. I'm looking forward to that. I was gonna put it all together, but the second part is so bananas it deserves its own show. But when they stopped being Geechee and they started being Freeman, racism kept a lot of things away from them. Like the Freeman's Bank is still legendary, how much land and money they stole from the Freeman Bank. But this ain't about that. This is about being petty. This is about being petty. And so let's get into the petty part. So now that we know who the Geechee is, man, let us make this story make sense. So there is a 93-year-old woman who she's a widow. She didn't take anything. Her husband died. She's 93. I mean, goddamn, he died so she could live. But here's the thing. She won't give up her property to developers that want to buy her home. You ever seen like people build whole shopping malls around one little ass house because the old people didn't want to move out? She pulling the number. She's holding on to it. But that's not what the story is about. That's what we're about to watch. But I'm gonna slow walk it. I want to show y'all the point in which what I said about motherfuckers internal wars, how that shit work out. Let's check this out.
The dispute over legacy and land, that's happening right now on Hilton Island in South Carolina. Hilton Head Island, South Carolina. 93-year-old Josephine Wright is at the center of a lawsuit that's picked up attention nationwide. As development goes up around her home, she is literally in the middle of what developers hope could be a new home community. But for Wright, it's so much more. CNN's Diane Gallagher reports.
We are connected to this land. Our blood runs through these trees.
No matter what, we will keep this land. So this land's going to be here with us if it's going to be another 200 years. That's the way we look at it.
But not everyone has that same view. The serene marsh and sandy beaches of Hilton Head Island have been home to the Gullah Geechee community since before America became America. But today, community members say development threatens those families who still call it home.
Why should we give up such a precious gift that God has given us?
Josephine Wright has lived in this house.
Let me pause that right there. She said, why should we give up something so precious that was given to us? You know what? I'm with her on that. I really am. Here's the thing. Hold on, man. Here's the thing. So, I respect her petty. I don't believe it'll be in her family 200 more years because culture doesn't translate. Because blacks don't have a culture. Because you're black. Geechee is Geechee. And she's holding on to the Geechee, and I respect that. That is something called propriety. When you feel like something is yours, you hold on to it. They know about propriety, but black women are taking that away from you because you don't have a woman. But they want to be protected like every woman's their woman. They want you to mentor like every child should be your child. But you don't have propriety. You can't say that's my woman. You can say that's my car, but it's not your car. You can say that's my house, but it may not even be your house. It may be the bank's house. It may be the landlord's house, the deed holder's house. There's so few things that you can call your own. Because when it's yours, as a man, you will fight and kill for yours. For yours. There's a beauty in being a nationalist to say that I am an American and I'll go fight all enemies, foreign and domestic. Or I'm GD or Vice Lord or Crip or Blood or MS-13 or Latin King, and I will fight all enemies, foreign and domestic. There's some proprietary, there's an ownership to fighting. I have to believe that it's mine to fight for what's mine. I'm not too quick to fight for what's yours. If I hear somebody breaking in my car, I may come out with the banger. You know what I'm saying? On some Papham shit. If the car up the block gets broken into, I may not run from my house and run all the way down the block to shoot at somebody for somebody else's car. At most, I'll call the police. At least I'd be like, damn, that's crazy. They just breaking in cars. That's crazy. And then I would be more vigilant about my car, right? About mine. She has propriety. She understands propriety. She doesn't teach propriety because every generation under that is willing to give away everything for shiny trinkets. But she's fighting for hers. I love that petty in her. I love that petty. Let's continue.
House on Hilton Head Island for 30 years, but she says her family's home has been on this land since the Civil War, purchased by freedmen and passed down for generations. Her husband, a Gullah descendant, wanted to be sure to keep the land in the family after his passing.
I feel so much pride and comfort in knowing that this is where I will be for the rest of my life.
But the 93-year-old...
Let me pause this. Number one, either that's a huge chick or Granny small as shit. I'm going to go with Granny small as shit. I don't want to believe this little Indian-looking girl is that much bigger than Granny. I want to believe that Granny is the same size my mother was. My mother was like 5'1", like 87 pounds, and that's about. She looks shorter than 5'1". She might be 4'11". I would like to think that she's small because I don't want to believe that this is a 6'3" chick just towering over this old lady. But more than that. That was just random. But more than that, this man right here.
Pride and comfort.
This man right here, the patriarch of the family, the man that told his wife, I don't care what happens to me, don't let people take this land, this house. I worked for this. This is my house. Before this, it was my father's house. Before this, it was my father's father's house. Do not let these motherfuckers take my house because this is mine. Propriety. Manship. And to her benefit, man, and I promise you, I think this is probably the most incredible part of this story. Roll with me, roll with me. His wife followed instructions even after death. She followed instructions even after his death. He said, yo, I don't want this to happen to me and my family. I got a plan. And his wife said, yo, my husband had a plan, so no matter what happens, we riding with this plan. We going to death do us part, nigga. We parted by death, but the plan still lives. She is the real MVP, man. He trained this toddler. He had a trained toddler for real. He trained this toddler. God bless that man, and God bless her soul too.
I feel so much pride and comfort in knowing that this is where I will be for the rest of my life.
But the 93-year-old great-great-grandmother has felt little comfort here over the past few months.
This is when we start hearing the trees say boom, boom.
Wright is being sued by a company with plans to build 147 three-story townhomes along this Jonesville Road community.
Here come the Empire, man. Here comes the Imperial stormtroopers. They want to sue her out of her home. They tried to buy her home. She said no. Now they're trying to sue her to take her home by eminent domain. Well, they haven't tried that yet. That's going to come next. Right now they're trying to sue based on a survey, but they're going to get to that. There's a part that's about to come up, and I'm going to repeat it a couple of times. But it all comes down to infighting. What happens when you love these hoes instead of loving your bros as you love yourself? So I just wanted to preface that because I want y'all to hear past the news. The news is the news. I'm about to push play. I want y'all to see it from the aspect of, could this happen if I love my neighbor? If we did commune in unity? Or does this only happen when you give shit to your daughters? Or goddamn it, these old niggas who got sons, but they fucking 78 years old and meet a 38-year-old woman and they dated for 6 months before he died and give her the house. Like Anna Nicole, what was her name? Anna Nicole Smith. How his whole family was suing her because the billionaire gave all the shit to a young girl because she sucked his dick for like 9 months before he died. Like that is what. And we're gonna push play. Damn, it's fun. We're gonna push play, man. We're gonna let this rock out.
Historic Gullah Geechee neighborhood.
Our blood, sweat, and tears are in this land. My ancestors are buried here, down at the end of the road.
Today, construction is closing in around Wright's modest home.
Has the developer at any point come to you to speak face to face about this?
No, I've never spoken to any one of them. They have never knocked on my door.
She says about 5 years ago, a woman did ask her about selling the land to an interested anonymous buyer for $39,000.
And I said, you insulted my intelligence. And would you give them that message?
She says her first communication with the company.
I don't even know what I missed. That was Palmer. I guess he want to do something with me. Hold on, let me bring it back a little bit because I want to make sure I ain't missing
$9,000.
And I said, you insulted my intelligence. And
yo, how they gonna give her 35 racks though for beachfront property though? That's crazy though. For real. That's crazy. That's crazy disrespecting itself.
You give them that message.
She says her first communication with the company, Bailey Point Investment LLC, was being served legal notice, which alleges a satellite dish, a shed, and a portion of Wright's screened-in back porch are sitting outside of her property line, encroaching on theirs, according to their land survey. The lawsuit seeks removal, plus just and adequate compensation for its loss of the use and enjoyment of their property and expenses related to delays in development.
Bailey Point says that the corner.
That little corner.
Y'all hear what it is. But that ain't the point. I'm trying to figure out where the point is. Let's go.
Is on their property.
So the issue is that corner?
Yes.
Wright has filed a countersuit alleging Bailey Point and their affiliates are using harassment and intimidation tactics to pressure her off the land. Now, Bailey Point has filed a response denying any harassment, as well as any previous offers to purchase her land. She has received an outpouring of support and donations, even from celebrities like Tyler.
Hold on, man. She getting much love, man. She getting much love. I'm about to play that bit. Before I forget, they came through with their own survey. I want y'all to understand, as bad as it sounds, because they're doing it to a 93-year-old lady, as bad as it sounds, I've done that myself, and I don't feel bad about it, not at all. I would get a survey, because I had to buy a property off land taxes before, so they had to do a survey for the land tax, because a land tax deal is different than just buying a building. Like when you buy the house, you just buy the house, you don't buy the land. So that's why when you see motherfuckers driving on the E-way with their house on a triple wide trailer and shit, because it's their house, but the land got taken. They're just moving their house to another piece of land. The land survey and the appraiser, if you network right, they are your friends. If you really trying to make moves and you in a position of power, like the the development team right here is playing from a position of power, and when I talk to y'all, I'm talking from a position of power. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't black, so I ain't gonna talk about that victim shit. But like, man, I was like, yo, bro, I need 250. You like, bro, I give you like 140. I'm like, 140. Come on, man, quit playing with me. They're like, look, bro, you need such and such, such and such. Okay, cool. So then they'll do an inspection. They'll be like, okay, what you need to do is chop off this room in half and make one part a closet. If you put another bathroom in, like, you know, just a toilet and a sink, it don't have to be a full bath. Put that right there, man, and put some, you know what I'm saying, get some grass or something and plant some trees or some bushes right before you get to the gate. I take your 140, I turn it to 250. Anything you name probably costs 4,000 tops, like shit 3,000. Spend 3,000 for another 110,000 in an assessment price, man. That's my nigga. I got you. What he charged me? Charged me $250. You know what I'm saying, for the deed. You know, like for the task. Like, man, give me $250. You know what I'm saying? Bad. Come through, pay him $250. He give me $250,000 on that piece of paper. We out there, bitch. You know what I'm saying? So the survey that they doing, I understand why they did it. But when you start talking about borders, invisible lines, that's where it gets tricky. So let's continue. I'm bringing it back a little bit, just a little bit, so you can see what everybody that donated to her. Damn, 317,000. She trying to get 350. She had 317. Shout out to Grandma.
From celebrities like Tyler Perry, Snoop Dogg, Fantasia, and NBA player Kyrie Irving.
Hey, I don't know why, but when I saw Kyrie on here, I said, yo, that made perfect sense, bro. Kyrie be fucking with people. Like, Kyrie helped so many people for them to be shitting on their name like that. So when C said he can't help but wonder if Grandpa would have gotten as much support as Grandma. Why are you wondering that? Okay, two things. Because I thought about that too. Because you know how I talk about the LGBT. And I'm like, yo, you not scared of the pretty lesbians they put on the pedestal, on the podium. You really scared of the truck driver with a beard that's wearing a dress going to, Like, I don't even think about if Grandpa would have got support. If she's 93, that means her son has to be in his 60s. Would a 65-year-old man get as much support as a 93-year-old itty-bitty woman? The answer is no, because optics matter. Optics matter. However, you speedballing a little bit. No, actually, you're not. What you ask is what you ask. But Grandpa wouldn't have asked nobody. Grandpa would have went to war, on, you know what I'm saying, on his own. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's 6 in one hand, half dozen in the other. Would my girl beg for help? Yes. Who she gonna beg? Me, nigga. I'm help. So, you know what I'm saying? Men just handle shit. When they have the ability to and the knowledge and the network to, they just handle shit. They don't really ask for outside. But when it comes to that Cash App, hold on.
He's like Tyler Perry.
Let me go back a little more. When it comes to this right here, GoFundMe, would Grandpa get 350,000? Like Grandma about to get 350,000. She had 317,000 right now. Could Grandpa get that type of support from GoFundMe? Hell no, bro. Hell no.
Hell no. To the no. Yeah.
All right, let's go though.
From celebrities like Tyler Perry, Snoop Dogg, Fantasia, and NBA player Kyrie Irving. The town of Hilton Head just announced it is pausing all construction in line with their town code, refusing to issue Bailey Point building permits until the lawsuits are resolved. But Josephine Wright isn't alone.
Well, pause on that, man. That's what's up. Township showed up for Grandma, yo. Township showed up for Grandma. They say, man, if you're going to keep messing with this old lady, can't nobody eat, nigga. Can't nobody eat as long as you mess with her. Shout out to the township, and they give one more applause for that.
in her fight.
She speaks to the Gullah culture and the Gullah desire.
Real quick, everybody's showing this motherfucker gonna be a woman. I hate that shit. They're gonna make it look like the Gullah Geechees ain't nothing but a bunch of fat bitches and a frail old lady. And I hate that. I hate that with a passion. That all your representatives of the crayon is a goofy bitch, man. And it's not even that she's gonna say anything offensive. She's not gonna say anything wrong. As a matter of fact, there's a lesson in what she's about to say that I'll share after she says it, just as a personal right. The only articulate, tawny, and swarthy men, the only articulate men that they allow to speak in public are activists. The key word in activist is act. It's the activists and the religious cult leaders, which are also activists because they're always trying to save some shit. They'll never give me a national platform. Matter of fact, they took my national platform to please a goofy bitch or a series of goofy bitches. They will never let an unapologetic heterosexual tawny man get that slot. Now when he talking corporatocracy, now when he talking business, now when he talking fuck these hoes, man, they'll never. That's the time we live in. In the 1990s, sure. In the last 20 years, since like 2008, 2009, no. Once feminists won, and I know Jeff keeps saying we winning, but those are moral victories, nigga, because bitches is kicking our ass, bro. The moment that Mattel sued Barbie in 2009, the day that Mattel sued Barbie and won, and they said, man, death to pretty bitches. It's been an all-out war. There'll be no more heterosexual, unapologetic men. Not on national TV programs. That's why, man. Matter of fact, that's why I need y'all support, man. Like and sub as y'all come in, man. Like and sub. If it's in your heart, donate to the daycare fees. Right now, man, all the daycare fees is going toward getting me a new mic because apparently my mic is trash. I want y'all to hear what she said, though. Even though I'm mad that she talking and it's not a grandson instead of a granddaughter, I want y'all to hear what she said, though.
The Gullah culture and the Gullah desire to fight back.
Luana Graves Sellers runs a nonprofit called the Low Country Gullah Foundation, focused on helping prevent land loss in the Gullah Geechee community. Her nonprofit estimates that since Hilton Head Island became a vacation destination after a mainland bridge was built in the 1950s, the Gullah Geechee have lost nearly 2/3 of their acreage, mostly due to rising property taxes and problems with something called heirs property.
How pervasive is that on this island now?
It's pervasive here, but it's pervasive throughout the South. And unfortunately, heirs property is the primary way that Black people in America are losing their.
Bring that back.
Primary way that Black people.
I want y'all to understand what heirs property, your heir, your lineage, your seed, your progeny, heirs property. This is the point of me getting this. This is where we're going with this. This is the most important part of this.
Heirs property is the primary way that Black people in America are losing their land.
Heirs property is a type of land ownership where a single property may be inherited by multiple members of a family for generations after the original owner passes away. But there's often a lack of clear legal documentation, making families.
We're going to bring this all the way back. I want y'all to understand, bro. This is the most important. This is the lesson of this, man. If y'all get nothing else, I'm about to play this again. I'll probably play it 2 more times. This is the most important thing I need you guys to take from this. When you die, and I was talking about the Anna Nicole Smith thing, how his kids had to sue. I got a friend whose him and his brother, really mostly his brother, but him and his brother is suing his their uncle and their father's girlfriend. Their father passed, and when he passed, his girlfriend was living in the house with him. They weren't married, but she was living there, and she was trying to get the house, and she locked the boys out. She locked my friends out. All the time while Daddy was alive, she was, "Hey boys, how you doing?" As soon as he died, she locked them out. They can't get his guns. They didn't get his inheritance. They didn't get no money. She took his Social Security. She took his army pension. She took all the guns that was supposed to be left to the kids. They can't even get their motherfucking high school and college football trophies, man. This bitch was a snake.
Hey y'all, Masters are coming. He's a coming, y'all. Masters are coming. Here we come. Look, guys, you asked me to.
So what ended up happening was, now they suing under heirs property. Like, yo, he was fucking this bitch, but I'm his son, right? Now you take that part, right? Cool. Now think about how these toddlers been moving since the 1960s. Think about it. Mismatched families everywhere. 1970s was literally stepdaddy season. They were making movies about it, like Claudine and fucking the Brady Bunch and all type of shit. Girls out here having kids by multiple men, all under one roof, to the point that y'all so confused that you think that your daddy's other kids are your half siblings, and the kids your mama had with another nigga is your siblings. Y'all got life all fucked up, bro. So now somebody dies, and you got all these kids from mismatched daddies and mismatched mamas, and the only motherfucker that stayed was grandma and granddad. They was there, but what they kids did was wild shit. So man, that shit, your family tree that shit don't even go like a tree. That shit wiggle and swirl and shit. You know what I'm saying? And so the heirs property right, which comes down to, plus boomers are just trash ass generation anyway. So the heirs property rights, they're supposed to go from parent to child. Normally that works out when all the kids are matching. All of a sudden it becomes some wild shit. So the reason, do people use eminent domain to take shit? Yes, but that's not this case. In this case, the township stood up for it. On this one. But generally speaking, can they take it from eminent domain? Yes. They just did that in Chicago. They're extending our L track. They extended our red line train to like 127th or some shit. So all the houses from 95th Street to 147th, it's going to Riverdale. So from 95th Street to 147th Street, which is what, 54 blocks? 52 blocks? That's 52 blocks of homes that people that have to relocate. Eminent domain. But eminent domain comes from the municipality. It doesn't come from a private entity. In this particular case, it's a developer, a private entity. This isn't municipal sanction, so they can't really use eminent domain because they don't own the property, right? Now, the old lady could probably use eminent domain and take a piece of their development because she was there first and she owns the property. But that's not the case. But generally speaking, the next way they take it besides eminent domain is through heirs property. Because you and your siblings can't get along. Well, you don't even fucking know your siblings because boomers are fucking trash. Boomers are as trash as my mic right now. And I can get a new mic. You can't get a new boomer. So, let's check this out, man.
Here, but it's pervasive throughout the South. And unfortunately, heirs property is the primary way that Black people in America are losing their land.
Heirs property is a type of land ownership where a single property may be inherited by multiple members of a family for generations after the original owner passes away. But there's often a lack of clear legal documentation, making families vulnerable to land loss when there are disagreements within the family over selling. In some of these cases here, the land is being purchased by developers.
Just look at this. This is one of the most peaceful areas.
And lost by the Gullah Geechee. But in the case of Josephine Wright, she's standing firm on her ground.
Well, let me put it to you this way. I've never backed down on anything that was right.
Now, on the...
Shout out to Grandma, man. Shout out to her, man. The problem with that is, and I'm sure, I don't know if you guys heard it, when she said she had like 40 grandchildren and 50 great-grandchildren or some wild-ass number like that. That's 90 years. She ain't even counting her kids. I don't know what's going on with her kids. But if she in her 90s, that means that her kids are boomers. Because she's silent generation. She 93. My grandfather would have been 97 this year. He died last year at 96. So he would have been 97. She's just 4 years younger than my grandfather. So she's the silent generation. So that's like 1930. Just born like 1930. Her kids would be baby boomers. She ain't mentioning her kids because they probably somewhere high as fuck right now. Sucking dicks, calling it androgynous or some goofy shit. Trying to buy shit to give it away to a kid. But 40 grandkids, which would be Gen X. She got 40 grandkids around my age. More or less, give or take 5 years either way. And then she got great-grandkids, 50 great-grandkids that's Gen Z. 50 motherfuckers in their 20s. Do you think that 50 motherfuckers in their 20s, and don't nobody show up for family reunions, you think 50 people in their 20s are going to keep one house? Do you think that? One house. Or will they try to sell that house to the developer? $35,000 was lowball like a motherfucker though. But, or do you think that they're gonna try to sell it and all 50 split the money and get like $3,000 a piece? That's where heirs property rights come into play. Cause if there's a division, if there's any break, any chink in the armor, if one person if there'd be more than one person, but if like, was it 3 or more people decide, yeah, 3 out of 50, then it's sold. The other 47 could be mad all they want. She is literally, unequivocally the last of a dying breed. She is definitely the last of a dying breed. I did a show last night, and just a sidebar, real quick. I did a show last night using Faye Bishop when she said that, man, people always want their relationship goals are always somebody they see on TV. It's never their parents or their grandparents. And I alluded to, because your parents and grandparents are boomers, so why would you want to be like them? This 93-year-old woman is what y'all think the older generation of women were like. Don't get it twisted. Look, bro, she about 4'11". 4'11", bro. 90 pounds soaking wet. So you know she a hellraiser. Little bitty girls, you know she was terrorizing that man. Something awful. You know she was. But she was loyal to the code. She was loyal to the code. You got to give a woman something to believe in. This woman believes in being Gullah Geechee. And I don't even know if she Gullah Geechee. She said her husband was Gullah Geechee. That's her husband's house on her husband's land, passed from father to son for the last 300 years, 200 years. I don't even know if she Gullah. But I know once she decided to fuck Gullah, she became Gullah. And she riding for the logo. She riding for the... I don't even know if the Gullah Geechee... I'm about to look that up. Do the Gullah Geechee even have a tribal crest? I'm curious. I don't even think they got a logo. I'm about to look. What type of shit is that? That's crazy. Gullah Geechee don't even have a flag. She believe in something without a flag, nigga. That's how, hey. You trained this toddler. Let me show you though. This is kind of what pissed me off though. Let me show you something. Hold on, let me do it like this. This is the Gullah Geechee. This just images. I put in Gullah Geechee flag. They don't have a flag. But the images that they show, like the first images they show is all of either black women. It's a couple of dudes in here that look like they about something, but not that many. Black women and niggas that look like they need a job. Everybody in the Gullah Geechee look like they still live in a cabin on a plantation, or like they some type of failed roster star. I find this picture really disturbing. They talk about Gullah culture, language, and food. I find this very disturbing. Food looks great though. Shout out to the food, but I find all these images very disturbing. Everything about these unattractive people, no offense, but I mean, it's like they found the least attractive people and was like, yo, we gonna take pictures of them. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure it's probably some badass Gullah Geechees, probably some fine pieces of meat. I done seen some on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Pretty girls that say they from Gullah Geechee, you know, and they talk about their history and their journey to find out who they were. And they were pretty, but these pictures ain't pretty. I want you guys to see the mind fuck. Don't be like, oh my God, that's our people. No, they ain't your people, nigga. I want y'all to see the mind fuck. And let me find out that she Gullah Geechee, or he Gullah Geechee, whatever y'all want to say about her. Here's the disrespect. Here's the disrespect. Besides the fact they don't have a flag, but whatever. Here's the disrespect. All of your images, all of your perceptions of quote unquote good times, you know, the good colors, there's always some slave looking shit. It's always some slave shit. It's never captains of industry and any of that. When you start talking about culture, they always show you some slave shit. Now, if you want to talk about profession, yeah, they'll show you a LeBron James, a Michael Jordan, when you talk about profession. But profession isn't culture. Money doesn't mean culture. Money just means you got bread. You got a better mic. We need to change that. We need to change the image of, because you brand yourself the way you want the world to see you. In every way that coloreds want them to see them is as victims, as slaves at that. It is the weirdest shit. It's weird. It's not natural. It's not normal. It's not. It's not normal to be in 2023 and you're still using a loom, hand loom, washing clothes on a washboard, the scrub board with a tub. It's not normal. They have washing machines now, dishwashers, sewing machines. You don't have to use a loom. It's okay. It's okay to, the same way that these bitches use technology to say they don't need a man, you can use technology to further your culture. It's okay. Our logo gonna be way better. Our logo gonna be way better. We ain't living in the past. We're going to the future, baby. Anyway, man, y'all don't give a fuck about my mic today. Y'all cared yesterday. Y'all don't care today. But that's all I gotta say about that, man. We need to do a better job collectively. And tribally, I got this covered. So, you know, for those who took your tolerology course 1 and 2, man, find out about the tribal course, see if you apply with the tribe. You know what I'm saying? Change your social designation, be something different. Because that air shit is real, bro. It's real. To be able to take your stuff because you and your siblings can't get along, that's real. Because it's about propriety. These girls' pussies, these toddlers' poor pussy management will have you as a third-class citizen and a pseudo-slave for perpetuity. They are so dumb, and they make long-term decisions off temporary emotions that they'll destroy everything. And all they'll do is beg. They always buy what they want and beg what they need. They'll just beg the government or beg the new slave master, beg the new overseer. All they're going to do is beg. You going to be in a jam because you think they your peoples and they not your fucking peoples. Ain't a person with a pussy your people. None. None of them your people. They your curse. They not your people. And I'm not even being slanderous. I'm being honest. You they people, because all the work, all the burden, all the responsibility falls on you. You they people. They not your people. When they come in that motherfucker, man, when you really on your jack, when you're on your job, your secretary work for you. You don't work for your secretary. How that work? You get a secretary that you got to bring her coffee in the morning and shit? Never. They not your people. You they people. Get on your axe, man. We gonna talk more about real shit at another time. But right now, I'm finna hit Palmer back. I got another show in 2 hours. That one gonna be hilarious, bro. That one gonna be hilarious. In the meantime, man, love each other as you love yourself. Feed the pack. Travel.
Chael, you're one of the top 6 speakers of the past 8 years, but I hated you at first. Could you please mention the Dirty Folks podcast? Thank you, Lord Charles. Dirty Folks.
And see, I find it to be hilarious because even if I did behave like a teenager, I would be ahead of a lot of these B-dubs that want to make these comments because a lot of you behave like toddlers. Shout out to my man Dirty Folk.
And it's because y'all niggas don't support. Y'all do support. Y'all support titties and pussy. Hey, shout out to Dirty Folk.
And have sort of quietly begun to agree that even the most like off the wall extreme advice or takes that you get from some random guy on the internet is more useful than anything allegedly profound that you would hear from a trained black female professional. All right, let's take a perfect example of this, right? The idea of Dirty Folks when he come up and he says like women with clothes on, that is a way more useful notion to frame your mental state around than anything your black female therapist would ever tell you. Cause she's a woman with clothes on. Why the fuck would you listen to her? Like when he says that, it makes sense in a way that it just appeals to you, and it is something that your black female therapist could never match.
Yo, tribesman, the daycare is too influential to be so small. Do your big homie a favor, man. Like, sub, share, clip. I know I got at least 10 bars that can change somebody's life, man. Help me to help my brother. Love each other as you love yourself.